Hello, hello, everybody. I am back with another VRML cast, and I am here today with the one and only Juice Got Now. Juice, how you doing?
Ling and Rebel. I know everyone always clowns on Rebel because they always think they're just gonna disband. I don't know where that came from, if they have already disbanded or I don't know what it is, but I'm ready.
Yeah, I am also ready to get into this one. I feel like it's going to be a little bit closer than what most people probably think. I haven't seen the connoisseur votes. Obviously, Ling is an old team that is technically still new because they disbanded and now they're trying to see if they can make a comeback. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. It does look like Rebel is going to be using a sub for this matchup. Juice, what would you expect from these two teams before we head into map number one?
Looking at the connoisseur votes, and apparently Rebel is actually favored 26 to 6 right now. So not like a super heavy like slide of like how Acer was with IBI like 70 to 6. Nothing like that. But I'm expecting to see good play. I mean, these are definitely. I'm looking at the rosters. These are definitely people that have played the game before. Baymask with the little green star. So I think he won on Acer. Yeah, season 4 champion. So definitely good players, but it definitely just comes down to me actually watching them and see how they go because I haven't watched either of their games yet. So I don't really know exactly how they play. But so far, I mean, I know a lot of the people in this lobby.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting for sure. I do know quite a few people, like you were saying. Baymask is someone who did end up winning with Acer, and I believe you said season four. So it'll be pretty interesting to see, especially considering that I think there's another finalist in Karuma. I believe he was a finalist with Empire. Not 100% sure on that, but I feel like it should still be interesting. Wand of Sparkling, I do know used to be a Breachers player, kind of took a little bit of a break, and now has come back and trying to see if he can make his shine in. I believe it was what his debut. I don't know if he's actually played first. And taking a look at the bans here, Rebel ends up banning Skyscraper while Ling bans Mall. And we are going to be getting into Factory first. It was Rebel's choice. Rebel decided to choose Factory, and per the standards, Ling ends up sticking with defense. How do you think this first map's going to go?
I'm looking at the VRML page right now. Rebel right now has played Factory 3 times. They've only won one of the maps, so 33% win rate with a 46% round win rate. At 46, let me check Lings. I'm not sure. Well, obviously everyone plays Factory, so definitely just a well-known map. Let's see how what you call it. Ling, they are 2-1 on Factory with a 55% win rate, 31 rounds played, 17-1. So it's looking like Ling might be the better team on Factory, but like you said, because Rebel's on defense, it seems like Ling just decided to choose, or Rebel is on attack. So Ling chooses defense, which, you know, it all comes down to if people can attack or not, because it's not really much to say that one map is attacker sided or defender sided. You just have to perform well. And I think that's what it'll come down to.
I agree with you. I think it comes down to pretty much team play. We have seen a lot in these casts. We've seen solo play time and time again, and it ended up screwing over a couple of the teams that we have seen, especially with the official cast that we have done. We have seen a lot of solo play, so I'm excited to see how this team play ends up happening for both of these teams. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit better, but it seems like now all 10 of these players are in, so we will be getting into the game very, very soon, and we will be right back with you when that happens. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So we are now officially in this match. Round is now officially starting, so I'm excited to see how this pans out. Everything looking good. Mic audio good. Yes. Desktop audio good. All right, perfect. So we are now into officially round number 1, and it seems like Rebel might be going for a cubby play slash vending, as that seems to be the meta play for most days now, especially with all of these teams. It's really difficult to push lockers, especially, but Silo now throws in that Incen. No damage done, as nobody is sitting in that corner. We see Splixie and Wand of Sparkling both sitting in the objective of A, along with these other 2 players sitting back B. So it seems like to be all 5 players in sight, with Ling looking to play a little bit of a anchor play.
Very site heavy. Usually you have at least like one playing lockers or Tetris or something, but no. And I mean, it's working. Ling already takes out one. Juan taking out Silo early on, giving them that man advantage. Incen already on this doorway. Jaden gets a little bit of chip damage taken off him. Jai Guy does have the EMP and he's gonna try to go for it, but the Incen toss does not go where it needs to. Karuma takes out one, but it's a post plant right now, and Rebel in a 4-4 should probably have this in the bag as long as they know the blind fire onto the hatch.
I'd have to agree with you, especially with Jai Guy getting that pick onto Wand of Sparkling. Evil Scooter trying to push out and take out Jai Guy, but was not able to connect fully as Jai Guy takes out Splixie when trying to do a lot of damage. So even though this hatch seems free, I mean, a couple of these players are one-shot. All they need to do is really connect with one bullet. Jai Guy might need to connect with 2, especially through the wall. And now EMP is getting diffused and that smoke out, but Karuma able to take out Scooter. And it is all up to Splez to try and clean up any of this. And he pushes out, gets a lot of damage done. Smoke goes out, and Karuma ends up taking out Splez. So pretty dominant showing by Rebel in round 1 against this Ling squad, and it seems like they played that perfectly, especially starting on the attack.
They got the EP down in a 4v4, and anytime that happens, it's usually, I mean, usually the defense can go for a retake, but that certain spot on Cubby, it's so hard to retake if the attackers can get on the hatch, because it's like a one-way angle. You have to turn your back to defuse the bomb. And if you know the right angle on the hatch, you could just blind fire. I mean, granted, it was only pistol round, but I mean, you got to give credit to Rebel right there. That was a really impressive post-plant situation. And I don't know if you saw that Incen that Ling threw, but it landed like on top of like the wall. So it was such an unfortunate toss, and it would have killed the dude planting. Just wasn't in the right spot. But Rebel, early on, 1-zip.
I feel like this is going to be a close matchup, especially because you said Rebel was favored, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Rebel was favored. It was, I think, like 26 to 6 votes or something like that. So not too crazy of a landslide. And Ling is starting on defense. So even though they lost the first round, if they can kind of correct themselves and move forward, they could possibly 5-1. But Jaden already getting a pick onto Splez through the wall. A little bit of an unfortunate play by Splez, but good by Jaden to get that pick. And Silo throws that nade almost perfectly onto Wand of Sparkling, but just does not go any further than he needs to. Both Incens go out, almost killing Jaden. A second Incen goes out on the previous one, so maybe a little bit of a misplay, but Beagle takes out Silo. Splixie takes out Baymask. And now we are already looking at a 4-3 man advantage. Now Jai Guy evens it up for this Ling squad. 2 picks again as I was speaking in Wand of Sparkling and Karuma. Now it's a 2v2.
It was looking good for Rebel to start, but Ling kind of got the picks they needed. It's just Splixie and Scooter right here just holding these crosses. And I like the positioning that Ling is in right now. I'm not sure. Karuma does have foam, so an A rotate could go into play, but it seems like they're going to stick with the B. Karuma walks through the door, and I don't think Scooter saw him. And okay, now they know Karuma's behind the bomb, and Scooter's gonna get an easy pick. Jaden by himself is getting double swung, and there is not much you can do about that. And Ling tying it up at 1.
Yeah, there really is not much you can do, especially with two players being alive. And Ling played that very, very well there. They realized that they were up numbers and kept holding those numbers. You saw that headshot done onto the player that was entering. I believe it was, I can't remember who it was, but there was a player on the, or actually, I believe it was Karuma, actually. Karuma entered into the site and hid behind the B chassis, ended up getting headshot in the process. So because he was able to, or because that the defense was able to do that, he knew exactly where he was, and was able to calm to his teammate, and his teammate was able to take him out in connector. And because he was able to take him out and connector, that made it a 2v1. And then while he was planting the EMP, unfortunately, his teammate died in the same time. So then both of those players knew exactly what they needed to do to win the round, ended up double swinging, taking the round. And Ling is now tied it up, looking to see if they can lead with their first lead of the night.
You know, I think we have a good match on our hands.
I think we
Early
do
on,
too.
if it goes back 1-1, it usually sets up to be a good game, and it seems like the war room wall on the link side has now been popped, so you get that long angle now with the new addition of the C4. I wonder if they do have a Cadillo, and Wand is holding it. That is exactly who you need holding it with that long range Cadillo. Single headshot is all you need. Beagle takes out the drone. And Rebel taking space early on. It seems like they're about to get the foam on this wall and start this push.
Wand of Sparkling already putting that Cadillo to use, as you saw, almost taking out one in Jai Guy, but Splixie ends up taking out Baymask on that flank. So now 5-4 already for this Ling side, looking to play a little bit aggressive, but Jaden able to take out Splixie on that wall, now making it 4-4, but Jai Guy still on that 11 HP. Nade goes out, no damage done. Incend goes out, and almost now finally takes out Silo. So good Incend by Evil Scooter to be able to bring his team up in the advantage. Now it is advantage for Ling, 4-3 as Jai Guy throws that flash, looking to see if he can get into sight. Crouch walks in with that Omen. Now he might be looking to take a plant, but that nade goes out, almost takes him out on 4 HP. Still players sitting close onto War Room. And now it seems to be a bit of a stalemate, but Jaden takes out Evil Scooter.
Beagle looked away for 1 second, and Jaden timed it perfectly. Walked in, took out that guy Khan. Karuma off on B, gets that quick refrag. It's all up to Karuma now, but he doesn't have EMP, and I think Ling saw that the EMP dropped when they killed that guy. So as long as they play to get, they do know the EMP is right there, but they're kind of stacked on each other. That's not usually okay. Now they're gonna go hold cross angles. That's exactly what you need to do. They kind of like just stood right on each other, and at this point, it's gonna be hard for actually if Karuma's coming this way, he might catch Beagle pretty quick, and Wand isn't in a position to get a quick refrag, so this could go in Karuma's favor, and he does have a Marui.
You're Sling, you're playing this perfectly, but Karuma able to take out one in Beagles, tries to even hold that cross angle, and holy crap, my words were eaten quick as Wand of Sparkling gets taken out by Karuma, and that nice little clutch by Karuma with that Marui, like you were saying, one-shot headshot capability. And it's unfortunate for Ling to kind of collapse like that, and good for Karuma to be able to take him out and win that round.
I knew that the spots that I knew Karuma could win that. The spots they were sitting at, they weren't playing like quick enough for a refrag, and he was able to isolate those ones, even though they were like the Ling players were in kind of close proximity. Just the angles that they were at, either way that Karuma would have went, he probably could have won that either way.
I
if he would have
honestly
went
thought
through
he was
Khan.
behind that half wall.
He got the picks. That was awesome. You got the Marui. If he doesn't have that Marui, that probably is a different game. But he does have the Marui, and were beautiful shots. And also, they're telling you to switch the scoreboard. Is your scoreboard wrong?
My scoreboard might be wrong. Oh, yep, it is. Hang on. Give me 1 second while wait, yes, it is. Alright, we are... It should be situated. Yeah, sorry. My fault for that, gang. But, yeah, anyways, continue.
It was impressive by Karuma, and any rounds that you can just clutch out like that are perfect. And he is the sub, so he's not even on Rebel, but definitely helping them out a lot.
And just to take a look at the scoreboard real quick, as Beagle takes out Silo, Karuma at a 7-1 KD. So good job by him to keep the team in Rebel to stay alive as Jaden takes out Splez. So now already 4-4, evened up with a little bit of damage done onto Jaden and Wand of Sparkling. But anyways, as I was saying before, Karuma with a good effort to keep the Rebel team in this game, especially being on the attack to start. Now it might be a little bit of an A play as these two players in Jaden and Jai Guy look to crouch walk into Janitor. Foam of A is now blown, and Wand of Sparkling takes out Karuma, but not before Karuma was able to throw that incense and take him out. Smoke goes out. Now Jai Guy walks up to see if he can plant. Beagle takes out Jaden. Evil Scooter throws that incense, but not in time and nor in the area. But now Evil Scooter Evil Scooter able to take out Jai Guy. Baymask takes out Splixie, and now Beagle takes out Baymask. And now we are seeing a tie game if they can defuse in time. Evil Scooter 1 ticks, 2 ticks, looking to be a third pretty soon. So now Ling ties it up 2-2, and I want to go back to what you were saying before. Yes, it is very early to be able to tell whether games are going to be close, but a lot of times those pistol rounds are deciding factors on whether or not these teams can stay in it. And even though Ling is on the defense, Rebel is able to go blow for blow and tie it up within 4 rounds. So Ling actually had to play from behind there, and yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty close match, and I'm excited to see how this one pans out.
Point out that early in that round, that pick that Beagle got, he actually took out Silo, and Silo had a Vezin, and Beagle only had a Spectral, and he ended up killing 2 more players with Silo's Vezin. So that's the kind of thing that if you are Rebel, you got to start playing together, especially if the eco on the other team is not that good, because you gave up a Vezin going against 1 Spectral, and you ended up killing 2 more of your teammates. So Beagle with a 3K that round, and it kind of screwed over Rebel's push right there.
Yeah, I mean, they really can turn the tide with any sort of picks, especially just like I tell people at the beginning of every round, all you need to do is get 1. It's a 5v5. You get 1, 5v4. Another player gets 1, 5v3, so on and so forth. But sometimes players getting 2 or 3 picks very quickly can change the tide of the game, as Baymask is taken out by Splez. Jai Guy immediately getting the refrag. Wand of Sparkling getting the refrag on Jai Guy, so good refrags from both of these teams. Incen goes out to try and deny any sort of push up, but Wand of Sparkling able to retreat back. Drone goes out to help Silo take control.
We see this off-meta kind of push here, and I kind of like it sometimes. You switch it up. Sometimes the defensive Silo takes out 1 early on, but sometimes the defense sets up for the meta push, so they don't have a lot of util on the backside, and it kind of seems like how it is right now. Rebel is able to take Museum, get the wall open. I don't think there's any proxies or trips or statics over here. So as long as Ling or Rebel could get entry here, they could possibly win this. Splixie takes out 1, but Ling in that 3-2 man advantage right now, so Rebel's going to have to make a play here if they want to win this, and they do not have any rifles.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Rebel to come back from this, especially with what you were saying, not having any rifles, 2 SMGs. 1 is a Viper, though, so only needs 2 headshots. If you get the push up on, as he does, takes out Wand of Sparkling, as Wand maybe looked to be blind firing, but ended up just barely missing. Nade goes out, no damage done onto any players. Now we see Splixie on a bit of a flank. He might be able to take out 1, as he just barely misses, but now he's able to take out Jaden, and it is all up to Silo sitting in the corner with that Viper in hand, so he might be able to do a little bit of damage. The cloak does end up maybe giving away his position if these players have ears, and it does seem like that Scooter is sitting in connector, maybe holding close to that side, and Splixie holding EMP, so good play by them, but Evil Scooter was not able to see Silo, but was able to flick on him, as that is the difference between the Viper and the Vezin, as Silo got a headshot off, but Evil Scooter able to take him out, and now that is Ling up 3-2.
That was a good flick, and that's exactly what Ling needs. I mean, you want to win as many rounds as you can on defense just to set yourself up because attack is known for being just a little harder. But I mean, it all comes down to performance, like execution, obviously. But if you can go up 4-2, Ling is sitting really pretty right now. But if you're Rebel, you got to try to. I say when you're on attack on Factory, you want to at least try to tie it or win 2 rounds. 2 rounds is good. Tying it going into the half is
It's perfect.
you're setting yourself up really good for the defensive side. But you know, I'm liking the performance, and I think the rounds have been back and forth every single round, so it's definitely shaping up to be a good match.
I really, I have to agree with you. This is going to be a pretty good match, and you saw earlier those new trips. I have seen this trip placement happen more and more in some of these casts and some of the games that I have played, and I think it might be because sometimes people don't drone out, but that drone was able to see the trip, so hopefully a player does realize that before dropping hatch. Sometimes it can catch people off guard. I've also seen other people place it in leaves, so this is still going to be a very interesting game as it is still 5-5. I gotta stop yammering about random things. It is still 5-5 as Silo looks to swing in, and he's immediately taken out by Splixie on that lockers, so good use of the C4 to open that locker's wall, and now 5-4 man advantage towards Ling.
So that's more use of the C4. You're kind of like opening up the walls so you can get these kind of good angles, and I love the addition of the C4. I mean, it's really changing up the meta because most of the time this locker wall just wouldn't be open, but now it's giving the defense that angle, and it did not work in their favor right there as Baymass takes out one, making it back into a 4v4 right now. Beagle was sitting in Mitch corner. He runs back to the back of A. Flashes are being tossed. Beagle is full blind right now when they saw him back there. I don't know how that second flash didn't hit him, and Jaden gets taken out. He actually shot the clone, and that might have saved Beagle's life, and he takes out another. So now it's all up to Jai Guy, and now it's an AI by himself, and Ling is going to go up 4-2. So that was a collapse of a round for Rebel right there, but beautiful job on the Ling side.
With what you were saying earlier, getting 2 rounds on the attack is beautiful, but if you lose like that on the final round going into your defensive side, you gotta be feeling hurt. Like you gotta be feeling some sort of like, what just happened? How did we just get slammed there? And Ling, they got to be feeling high right now. They're like, hey, listen, we only won 4 rounds. Obviously, like you said, a picture perfect defense would be 5-1 or 6-0 on Factory. Like, it was just, I've seen so many times where people have come back from 5-1. I've seen so many times where it's been 4-2 and tied it up. So Ling's got to be feeling pretty well right now, finishing that defensive half with the way they did, having 4 players up, not really allowing this Rebel team to get anything. I don't know. It's just like, for me, I would feel the ultimate high.
It's like, it was, I don't know. It really, that last round, I don't know, maybe if I don't know who disconnected that last round. But I mean, that can definitely screw you over, especially if that's someone that's like droning or they have like a certain play set up. And I like the hold right now from Rebel right now, that it's holding storage right now, and all this is doing is delaying that Ling push. As all the Ling players are sitting outside, they're waiting for contact. Splezin is hoping to get a pick, and he's taken out by Karuma. Crouch walking on the orange door, so early pick right now, and Ling, 30 seconds in the round, and they have not even stepped foot into the building.
Rebel playing a picture-perfect defense here, making sure that Ling keeps guessing how they're going to even enter the building. I've seen a lot of times doing this, keeping the attack on their toes has ultimately really benefited the defense, and they're just panicking, trying to push in with 10 seconds left, and they still don't know what to do. So far, great start for Rebel as the Taurus shot goes out, almost taking out Beagle on that window, but no hits, unfortunately, as he's still trying to see if he can swing and get that pick. A second Taurus shot goes off, but still no damage, as maybe did a little bit of HP done to that box, and we're still seeing a heavy stalemate as Splixie is now throwing an Incend to prevent, but C4 goes out, almost taking out Wand of Sparkling. Surprised it did not, but Beagle able to take out one, and Baymass Jaden gets taken out by Splixie, and now we are seeing a 4-3 man advantage towards this Ling side, even though they started on, or they started out very poor, even with all that time being chewed up, and Karuma sitting on the flank. Silo able to take out Splixie. If Karuma is not seen here by Beagle, he could do a lot of damage, and Beagle is just barely not able to see him. It is just a clown game at this point, as Karuma is just sitting there. Jai Guy able to take out Wand of Sparkling. Now pushing back is Evil Scooter, trying to see if he can get into the window, and sees Karuma in time, but Jai Guy able to take out Beagle, and now it is all up to Evil Scooter.
He's really low, though. A single bullet's going to take him out. He gets the headshot, but Jai Guy on 1 HP trades a headshot, gets the pick, and Rebel not going down out without a fight. Still down here, but you're on the defensive side. If you were going to come back on Factory, the defensive side would be where you would come back from. I mean, and you gotta like the team play. I really liked that hold from Rebel. It took so long for Ling to even enter the building. I think it was like a minute 30.
Yeah.
When they started walking in. I mean, Splixie threw like an instant or something, got a pick, and then Ling. A lot of their players were super low. They had like 3 out of their 4 players were like 60 and below. Honestly, a couple of them were. 2 of them I think were like 20 and below. But it was a good hold, and that's what you have to do. You have to have aggressive holds, because then it completely screws over the attack, and then they're kind of just clustered, and they don't really know where to push or what to do, and then you storm them, and that's what Rebel did.
Yeah, you could not have said it better yourself, especially, or yeah, I could not have said it better myself. I said that wrong. I could not have said it better myself with that storage hold. I mean, you love to see that, especially with that team play, making sure that Ling doesn't even enter the building, and when they did, they immediately got picked off, and there was Evil Scooter that almost died, but still having that almost death gave him enough health. I gave him an enough health disadvantage that Rebel was able to clean it up, because he did get that headshot off. It was close, but now we are into round 8. Already a lot of damage done onto Baymask and Beagle, both opposing to each other. Beagle elects to go back onto Hatch before anything occurs, and still we're seeing a bit of a stalemate for this Ling side. They are just waiting and waiting and waiting, and Rebel is completely okay with that, just sitting and waiting for these players to push in, and right now it is severely disadvantageous to this Ling squad, as they're just wasting so much time.
Get you using big boy words, but it seems like Ling is just they were playing off contact. They were waiting to try to get a pick, and Baymask got a lot of damage off on the Beagle. He ran away back to lockers and switched out his gun with one of his teammates, because he is at 9 health. He has a Spectral now. Splixie, dude, yeah, look at all the damage done on Ling's side. 2 of their players are one-shot, 18 and 23, Wand at 60. So Rebel doing a lot of damage early on, even though no one's dead. There has been a total of like almost, what, 100 and something damage for Ling. But Beagle takes out 1 in lockers, giving them that man advantage, but still the health is not looking too good.
It really is not looking favorable, especially with that S-tier frag by Silo. Ooh, what is happening? Especially with an S-tier frag by Silo. Evil Scooter able to take out 1. Silo able to take out Splez. So Silo was able to take him out because of how low he was. I'm not sure. I believe that nade was not really placed very well, but it did not matter because of how low he was. And now all 3 of these players remaining are under 25 HP, but they're still trying to get the EMP down, and they do. Silo able to take out Splixie, Jai Guy able to take out Beagle, but Evil Scooter able to get onto Hatch, and he has a Spectral, so I'm not sure how this is going to pan out, especially with that pre-fire almost taking him out with the RCP. So now he has to play this picture perfect if he wants to take out 1, and he just over-committed very slightly onto Evil Scooter. Onto the diffuser, and Jai Guy able to take him out. So now it is all tied up. Ling was officially able to make it 4-4, and we have ourselves a game again.
It's just going back and forth. If
It is.
I wouldn't, if you asked me to like guess who would win, I mean, it's a 50-50 right now. Both of them are performing well on their respective rounds. And that time the post plant did not work for Ling. Like you said, he only had a pistol. It's kind of hard to blind fire with just a pistol. Usually you just want a rifle. And considering he was at 23 health, all he needed was one shot, and Silo was able to hit it. And I mean, if that was a 1v1, I think that probably would have went into Ling's favor. But because Rebel had that second player, Silo, watching it, the hatch, as his teammate was defusing, there's just not much you can do there on that attacking side. But still a lot of game left, and I'm kind of impressed with both of these teams. It's been a really good showing so far.
I'm also been impressed. We have seen a little bit of a taste of both of the attacks for both these teams. Ling still trying to get their first round on the attack, but they are getting oh so closer and closer. But now 2 minutes and 25 seconds left into round 9. Orange looks to be the push of choice for this Ling squad. Push up, trying to see if they can foam that hatch. Hatch is now foamed by Wanda Sparkling, immediately blown. But there are trips on these stairs. Hopefully it does not take out one of these Ling players and they're able to see in time. The drone does end up seeing the trips. So now those trips should be a non-factor. You see that wall blown open again by this Rebel squad. I mean, not again, but we saw it in the first half by Ling. Now Rebel is electing to do the same. So it's a pretty dominant hold, especially with that door blocker sitting behind them, and Jaden able to really hold that angle from a long distance and possibly do a lot of damage.
Splexen, one of the Ling players just shot their own teammate in the back. Splexen got shot. The Baymask is on the bottom of these orange stairs. Scooter's watching it, but I think Baymask knows now. Baymask, you heard him. You probably shouldn't peek it, and he does, and he's taken out by Scooter. And Scooter's gonna now have possession over a Viper instead of that Omen. So early number advantage in favor of Ling, but I like the rest of the hold that they got going on with this war room wall being open. They have like 3 players doing a high, mid, low on it. Okay, they did. Now they don't anymore. Shots being traded out. Jaden gets a little bit of chip damage off of him, and it seems like we're looking at a stalemate once again. Both these teams just are like waiting for the other one to like swing.
We're just sitting here as casters, waiting for players to make a move. Silo trying to see if we can take out that player in gravel. Splixy, but Splixy ends up backing off a little bit, maybe trying to see if they can keep him guessing from, hey, maybe they walked away, but Splez now pushes up. Jaden takes out Splixy. Silo able to take out Evil. Splez now vaults, but Beagle able to take out Silo. Now he pushes up. Splez able to take out Jaden in War Room. So now EMP is planted, and just like that, the round has flipped on its head for this Rebel squad. EMP down. 2 players remaining for Ling, and is all up to Jai Guy sitting in A. See a player in Splez sitting over in War Room. Can he see if he can get a pick? And headshot goes off with that Vezin, but is not able to take him out, and Wand of Sparkling able to finish off Jai Guy. And now that is 1 win in the books for this Ling squad. All they need is 2 more on this attack side. I mean, Juice, it's been going back and forth. I really could not say who is going to win this.
It's going back and forth, but Blue Slayer said you forgot to switch your thing again at the round flip.
What?
Is the scoreboard right? Is the scoreboard right?
I did it again. Yeah, I did it again. Oh, I forgot I had to do it. I had to do it constantly. Hey, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm sorry. I'm still learning.
What a goof nut. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. You're just not a professional yet.
Nope, not
yet. You just gotta cut him some slack, Blue Slayer. He's not there yet, but like you said, I mean, it's back and forth. You really don't even know who's going to win, but this round, it seems like gun advantage in favor of Ling, as we do have Jaden and Baymask going with a Taurus and a Viper. So definitely the guns in favor of Ling, but we have seen Thrifties before. It's just because you have the gun advantage does not mean you're going to win the round. All comes down to execution, so we'll see how they push this right now. Foam is not on the hatch just yet. Do they even have foam? I don't know if Ling just forgot to buy foam, and I think they did actually. They forgot to buy foam.
Nope, they have it.
Oh, they do?
Yes, they have it.
They're not even going for the hatch?
Nope, I guess not. Splez is
Okay.
now offering to push up into vending and foam this vending wall. Now I think they're just going for a basic play like it was before everyone started to go for the hatch. And Cubby, nade goes out, almost an S tier frag onto Splez. Another nade goes out, almost an S tier frag onto Evil Scooter. Still more damage done to Splez, which canceled out that stim. So I'd say a pretty good nade from this Rebel side. Player able or excuse me, one player pushing out, but wound up sparkling, able to take out Baymask on Tetris, but Baymask still was able to take out Evil Scooter. So now we see 4-3 Jaden with that Taurus. So like you were saying, this Thrifty is probably might be looking likely for this Rebel side, as Silo able to take out one and another with that Incense.
Beautiful 3K from Silo right there. Took out 2 with the Vezin, gets 1 with that Incendiary, and it's all up to Splixie right here. If you are on the Rebel side, play your numbers. This can very easily go to a 1v2 than a 1v1. You gotta play together as a team and just play off refrags. These are the rounds that you cannot give up. You have such a high man advantage. There's no way that you should let Splixie win this round.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. The only way how Splixie wins this round is if he is able to isolate the ones, or if Rebel gets a little greedy on trying to go for the picks. They did hear him repel, so you saw a player in Silo, or it wasn't Silo, it was Karuma, who pushed up a little bit onto the wall, see if he can get quick peeks, but ended up not peeking instead, and it looks like Splixie might be going for a save. And honestly, it's smart, because if you look at the eco on the Ling side, Ling can really honestly still afford next round. Splixie would be unable to afford, so you got possibly 4 rifles, maybe 3 rifles next round in the hands of this Ling squad against possibly, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 rifles in the hands of Rebel. So, I mean, this could be a pretty even round going into this next round, especially you see the eco. It all just depends on who buys what.
It really does. And once again, 5-5. The rounds have been Rebel, Ling, Rebel, Ling, Rebel, Ling. It's going back and forth. So, I mean, it's shaping up to be a 6-7 kind of game.
Okay.
I always say 7-6 now, but like I guess it's cool to say 6-7.
I guess
like,
it's cool.
6-7, you know.
Yeah, I guess it's cool.
Okay, so let's make our predictions right now. If we had to guess who would win this game, I think I would be leaning towards Ling, honestly.
Ooh, you see, if Ling can win this round, I would say that we could lean towards Ling, because if you look at the scoreboard, oh, it's going to be pretty close, because if you look at the scoreboard, the team with the highest points ends up picking the side. So if Ling can win this round, get a couple of picks next round, they could be sitting well, switching into their defensive half. It honestly all depends on if it does go to overtime. It depends on who chooses what. I would have to say it goes in favor of Rebel.
Interesting. I mean, it's really a toss-up, honestly.
It really is. It really is.
I could just guess either one. And I want to point out really quick that Ling has left the EMP across the map outside as Beagle gets taken out with that C4, and Wand is now going to go grab that EMP. So early pick for Rebel, and looking good early on. I mean, and they get another one. Wallbang Jaden takes one out. So I say Ling's gonna win, and then they start just falling apart. But you know, it's still possible. It's still possible.
Yeah, it definitely is. But Silo pushes up, takes out one. Wand Sparkling able to refrag, as Silo maybe got a little bit greedy for that other pick. Now Evil Scooter with that nade going out. C4 goes out. Surprised it did not take out Evil Scooter, but did a lot of damage onto him. No stim in the hands of this Ling squad. Baymask able to take out Wand of Sparkling. Now it is all up to Evil Scooter as Baymask pushes out to see if he can get a pick, but Evil Scooter knows best not to push immediately, because then he'd be tipping his hand as to where he is. Maybe he needs to get into a better vantage point before pushing these players. Baymask just sitting close. Now he collects a nade, possibly electing to throw that nade, and nade goes out onto the back of this car SUV area, but does not take him out, as Evil Scooter is sitting next to the tank. Baymask still, again, you see that Other nade going out, same placement, but it looked like it was gonna stop possibly.
They are trying to hunt down Scooter here, and he wants to save that Vezin. I mean, he literally cannot move. If he backs up, then Baymask is gonna see him. He just has to sit tucked in this corner for the next, what, 40 seconds plus the 15 at the end of the round. So about he's got to wait here for about another 50 seconds, and it's the smart play. You're not gonna win this being at 40 health, and Baymask is really adamant about trying to kill him. And Scooter is just, I mean, he's waiting.
he is he is waiting for his time, and Evil Scooter just biding time, 12 seconds remaining, and you see a little camera angle. We're looking towards his legs, so Baymass, you still see again trying to push out and just still not able to connect because Scooter, good discipline on Scooter to be able to save that Vezin. I know it seems so tempting, like I see that red box, I'm gonna push out, get that pick, but if you push out, you get that pick, then you're running the risk of a teammate being directly behind him, and while you're trying to retreat and run back, you were able to be seen. So, yeah, it was kind of a tough situation that Evil Scooter was put in, especially with that little lip that you saw on the very bottom where you could just see the legs, especially with how low Evil Scooter was. I mean, yeah, good job by Evil Scooter to save that Vezin, able to maybe buy util for his team going into this last round. Now it is a must need win for this Ling squad if they want to possibly see overtime.
Hey, well, I was leaning towards Ling on winning this, but I mean their economy, they are not looking good. But if you look at the Rebel side, they have money out the wazoo. They can buy whatever they want. They're gonna have all util, all full buy rifles, everything they could ever ask for.
And we
So
did see a thrifty.
we did. Theoretically, though, Rebel should win this round, but anything can happen. As every time I say something, the complete opposite happens. So I don't know.
The juice cast or the juice
You
curse.
know, it's actually a curse on my part, but if you are rebel here, you gotta try to keep your guns in hand though, because if you isolate and get yourself killed, as ooh, a C4 toss from Jaden takes out one and gets Splixie to half. Gonna use a stim to get back up to 100, and once again, an early pick for Rebel is setting them up for success as Ling loses a player and Lob is about to walk down the stairs, probably die.
Oh, unfortunate. You hate to see it for Ling lovers, especially Juice over here, but Splixie able to take out Baymask, and now still 4-4. I mean, Lobkey's still alive. Okay, so now it is 4-3 as Lobkey does officially die, so that player cannot return. Flashes go out. Jai Guy able to take him out with the trips. So good job by Jai Guy to place those trips to save Jaden's life because he was blinded. Silo able to take out Beagle on that lockers, and Silo with the blind fire to take out Evil Scooter, and that is map 1 at a close for this Rebel squad.
I'm impressed with Rebel. All right, I thought Ling was gonna pull that out at the end, but they really shut me up, and they were like, "All right, we're gonna win these last two." They did 7-5 win, and Silo 15-8, 15-8, Jai Guy 10-7. Good team performance right here. And if you're Ling, it's mental errors and just maybe connection errors, as they have had a couple disconnects this game, and that can really screw you over when it comes to your AI just kind of walking in and dying. And whoever it was, they come back, but too little, too late, as your team has lost the game.
Yeah, you hate to see disconnects, but obviously it is a part of the game. You got to learn to adapt to that. Having subs ready and handy. I believe it was Ling that DC'd, so there should be subs in handy, but 7-5 map 1 onto Rebel. Good job by both of these teams, and we will be right back with you guys for map number 2. Do not go away, as this is a VRML game. It is not a scrim, so hoping to see a map 3. I don't know if Juice how you would like, but I'm hoping to see a map 3. So anyways, do not go away. We will be right back with you. Hello. I am back, and unfortunately, I am not going to be joined by Juice as he left. He had to go attend to other things, but I will be continuing this on. Rebel is going to be starting on the attack. As, yep, everything is fixed. Let me just update the map scores real quick before I continue talking. Let's see. So Rebel 1, Map 1, 7 to 5. So now we are officially back into this. Sorry, I am just setting everything up. So now everything is set up, and now we are seeing a very quick plant play on the Rebel, and it's just gone from bad to worse as Karuma takes out 2 players himself in his own teammates, but Jaden able to take out 1, able to take out 2, look to see if he can take out a 3rd, and it'll be the final player as he does take out Evil Scooter, and it was a very quick round, and that is already 1 round in for the hands of Rebel as they elected to go extremely fast on B because they were just banking on the idea that Ling would be sitting in Workshop, and it did seem like that they were sitting in Workshop, so good play by Rebel to secure round 1, and they did secure map 1, so far, very good start for this Rebel squad. Looking to see if they can close it out in 2. I don't know, chat. What do you think that Rebel has it in them? Do you think they're going to close it in 2, or do you think Ling is going to come back, possibly have map 3? So now we get into this round. Drone goes out onto this back side, trying to see if he can drone out anybody. Does not see Wand of Sparkling as he was just barely able to push back. So now that is full control for Rebel if they realize it and take space. So Rebel is starting to take space on the bunks. 1 bullet you saw ended up connecting with the drone, but did not finish it off. As you see these Ling players electing to go for a anchor defense, 2 on A, 2 on B, possibly 1 roam. Sorry, 3 on A, or 3 on B, 2 on A, but Splixie and Splez are both sitting very close. Karuma might take out 1 player, but if he's not careful, Splez will immediately refrag, or Splez might even get the pick as he doesn't even look that way, and Splez able to take out Karuma, and Jaden trying to see if he can refrag by any wall bangs necessary, but now we see a full medbay control by this Rebel squad. Splixie, Splez, both sitting back on the flank over towards the hallway. Incen goes out, a little damage done, but Baymask able to take out Wand, immediately refragged by Evil Scooter with that Incen. Jaden takes out Beagle, but Jai Guy able to get the plant down, so now 3-3 with EMP down, looking all up for this Rebel squad, even though they started down pretty heavily. Silo able to take out Splixie, see if he can take out a 2nd player through the smoke, and he does take out Splez, but immediately gets refragged by Evil Scooter, and now it is all up to Evil Scooter as he's looking to take out 1 over in med, and he does not take out that player sitting on hallway in Jai Guy. So now Rebel goes up a quick 2-0 to start this 2nd map. We're seeing Ling play now more aggressive defense on this top floor. If Rebel can use that advantage that they did the first round and kind of completely utterly push the opposite site, they might be able to get a little bit of damage done onto this Ling side by pushing in, planting the EMP, maybe 5-5, but we do see a player back onto B, so not looking very likely as 2 players are sitting up on the hatch. And it seems like 1 player might be behind, so actually 2 players are behind. Where I was in the POV, Silo and Karuma now push up onto this backside. Wanda Sparkling able to see if he can deny anything but Silo. Able to take out Wanda Sparkling immediately. Drone realizes there's nobody there, so now Silo and company take space. And now Silo is already in the A objective. See if he can take out any of these players. Let's go to the POV of Silo just in time as he was able to take out Splez, but Jaden able to take out Splixie. So now 5-2 already in the advantage of Rebel, and Rebel is just playing all in this Ling squad's face as Silo looking to take out one, but Beagle able to refrag. So even though, or Beagle able to take him out before, and Baymask with that pre-fire gets a headshot onto Beagle as Beagle walks into it, and Jaden also walks into another pre-fire. So little team damage done. Surprise that Baymask didn't kill himself in the process, but Rebel up 3-0. Looking pretty dominant so far, and if I'm Ling, I gotta be like, man, maybe this just isn't our map. It seems like, or actually, I believe if I go to DMs real quick, I believe it was Rebel that chose first map. So Rebel chose Factory, Ling chose defense, so this is Ling's pick. If Ling chose map, they obviously chose ship, and it would be a little detrimental to this Ling squad, realizing like, hey, we were down, let's go to our favorite map, and they're already getting crushed. Oop, might have to change one more thing. One player is already taken out, and I'm sorry, I am just doing this real quick. So yeah, one player is already taken out very quickly in Wanda Sparkling. A second player goes out, third player goes out on Baymask, starts to be push out, a fourth player goes out, double kill by Evil Scooter with that S-tier frag, and Jai Guy takes out Evil Scooter. So this Rebel squad is taking advantage of this Ling stack and realizing that they're just giving up space, so Rebel just takes takes up all the space and takes control very quickly and just kind of gets in their face, already pushing up into sight, not having anybody watching the corners, and Ling currently has no answer for this Rebel squad, as Rebel might be going for a B play once again, and they might be pushing A, not 100% sure, but we will find out. So I mean, Rebel just being super, super aggressive on this. Rebel is electing to yet again go for a very aggressive, not dominant, aggressive A-hole. You see Splezin sitting super close on that wall. Jaden now foams the wall. If Silo does not see Splez in time, he could get taken out. Drone goes out, immediately sees one in Splez, and Silo able to get that pick. So now, already a 5-4 man disadvantage, and Wanda Sparkling able to even things up at 4-4. Jaden trying to see if he can get the refrag. Wanda Sparkling getting a lot of damage done, but Incen goes out, and Wanda Sparkling almost dies to that Incen by trying to push up, but ends up pushing back, and now Baymask takes out Splixie, so now we see a 4-3 advantage. Flashes go out, Incens go out, Baymask pushing up with the EMP, takes out one, immediately refragged into Evil Scooter. Now Scooter should realize that he has EMP, and maybe not push it, as one player is now pushing up, and Karuma takes out Evil Scooter. Jaden takes out Beagle. I was trying to get onto that player in time, but was unable to, and now Rebel up 5-0 to start map 2, and if you're Ling, your mental's got to be low. I mean, you got to be like, man, we can't do anything. We can't push. We can't stop them. They're very dominant. Maybe they're not saying it in very nice terms that I am saying it in, but you also need to pull something up your sleeve. You're realizing what you're doing right now is not working. There is only one more round left. Let's just try a random strategy. Let's be super aggressive, or let's let them, like, if we realize where they're taking through one door, let's everyone hold that door. Just keep pre-firing. Just do anything you need to secure any of these rounds. And I mean, it's tough for this Rebel squad, or excuse not Rebel, for this Ling squad. So what I thought was going to be a close game, possibly going to 3, now is looking very dominant, possibly ending in 2. See Splixie sitting very close with that Uraton, waiting for anything to happen with that C4. Karuma already taking out Wanda Sparkling. Jai Guy sees the player in stairs, but was able to take out the drone. Silo takes out Splez. Splez takes out Baymass. Baymass takes out Splixie. Not in that order, actually opposite order. So a lot of refrags done from these players, but still 4-2. So still very dominant for this Rebel squad, as they are just... oh, I thought that was the nade, but good placement on the trips by Evil Scooter to take out a player, and Flash goes out, trying to regress to the Flash. Jaden takes out Beagle, and now it is all up to this Evil Scooter player, looking to push up, takes out one, looking to see if he can get a second, but no, does not get a second, as he was in the throat of Jaden, but Jaden able to take him out. And now that is a 6-0 shutout for this Ling squad, or for this Rebel squad. And as I go to switch the map here, it is looking all but over for this Ling squad. I still believe that even though Ling might not win this match, they might either take it as a learning curve, watch this cast, realize what we did wrong, just constantly putting in pressure and all that, or maybe get a couple of wins, just start snowballing. Like, this game is not over yet. They need to win 7 in a row, and this Rebel squad needs to win 7 total. Right now they have 6, so this game is not by any means over yet. If Ling can repeat exactly what Rebel did, it could turn the tide. Beagle already takes out one. Baymass immediately able to refrag in Beagle. So now, already 4-4, pretty much evened up. Baymass, a little bit of damage done onto himself, though, so maybe, just maybe a little bit in favor of Ling. He's still sitting close. Silo able to take out Splixie. So now Splez pushes up, takes out Silo. Jai Guy able to refrag. Baymass takes out Evil. Wanda Sparkling takes out Jai Guy, and it is all up to Wanda Sparkling as Baymass takes him out, but not before losing 99% of his health. And that will do it, folks, as Rebel has won 2-0 against Ling. It seems like some of these players are already leaving, so I have been your host, Scorch. Thank you so much for joining. I will push over towards the talking. Hopefully I am not double mic'd here. I guess we'll find out. But thank you guys so much for watching. It was a very, very fun cast, obviously. It didn't end in the favor that Ling wanted, but the connoisseur votes were correct in this situation, as Rebel ended up pulling it off. I was joined by Juice. Unfortunately, he had to go, but we will be back in future casts, especially in VRML casts, and I'm honestly excited for this week. I see a bunch of great slated matchups, and just looking back at the cast, Rebel just did a very, very good job against this Ling squad to realize that they were struggling map 1 7-5. They might have unlocked the key or unlocked the formula on how to take out these Ling players, and they were able to. So good job by Rebel to close out 7-0. But anyways, I have been your host, Scorch. I am going to stop yapping, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next one.